Greet you all students of third year. I am teaching paper first, drama and poetry, and we started Unit A, Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. And students, let us begin with some important ideas, important forces, important points. Now, when you study any literary piece, I think it is a must to know that why are you studying literature? It is in continuation of the previous lecture, and it is just to become a good human being. So always remember this point. Study of Merchant of Venice, and as yesterday I discussed it. Now you study for your personal enrichment also. So always be particular about these points, and obviously to gain good marks in examination, excellent marks in examination. But see, the personal enrichment is also very important for you. And personal enrichment, in a way, it is associated with not only you but the society. You study a text, a literary text, it means you study for the betterment, and you are related, connected with society. So always remember these points and learn by heart. See, if you remember these points, your performance in examination will be excellent. So this is, a chain of understanding. And always remember another point, that English is a practical subject. See, if you listen to it, and exposure of English language is very important. You listen to the language and then you will learn. See, if you complete your BA, and some of the students, from say urban background, some of them from rural background, some students from remote areas, village, and we are teaching to all of you. All are equal for us. But remember, I reiterate this, that exposure of English language is very important. And it is very important points. So before switching over to Merchant of Venice, I must complete this point, that some students, they last year's experience, see, just in 4 or 5 days, they feel that, all the time this is this kind of exposure, and see, after 1 week, after 15 days, they really become so comfortable with this language, foreign language, second language. Why? Because of the exposure. You try to speak in English, it is a practical subject, and listening is another very, very important skill. And throughout, if you listen to this, your performance in examination will be best. So, let us have some innovative way of studying Merchant of Venice, William Shakespeare. Again, I would say that it is in continuation. Say, if I ask you, what is the most important idea that I will remember forever in Merchant of Venice? Rather than, just you start, obviously, we would go through each and every line, see the first scene. But first, and you remember your parents and your, grandparents, that they remember all the books by heart. So this is the best way of learning English language and other subjects also. Why? When you learn by heart. It is not an imposition on you. You enjoy learning that, we are learning these points. So the point in Merchant of Venice that strikes in your mind first, Portia, the heroine of this famous comedy by William Shakespeare, Portia, she is symbol of women of substance, symbol of glory, grace, intelligence, brilliance, wit, and wisdom. So her famous speech, as I have told you, innovative, something different, something creative, innovative way of studying English language and literature, through literature, language, and language through literature. So this is famous speech of Mercy. You know the meaning of word mercy? You know, we should be kind enough to others. We should be compassionate. We should have, as yesterday I told you, you know, William Shakespeare's characters, they are product of humanity, humanitarian approach. So mercy word, entire Merchant of Venice, you know, it is the axis of that. We must be kind enough to others. We must be humane to others. That's why in the beginning I told you that studying literature, becoming good human being. So try to grasp this. And if you try to comprehend it, your performance in examination automatically, this is, you know, it will be better. And this is a natural process. And then, you know, as in, you know, first year, at first year level, you read As You Like It. And if I, again, this is, you know, this is a nice activity. If I ask you, what is the important, you know, idea, what is the important point that I would always remember? So many points are there, so many issues are there, but at least this time, good activity, you know, as if you are sitting in front of me. Then you would say, oh, all the world is a stage. Men and women, we are players. Then exit and entrance. This is what exactly William Shakespeare is. Now, see the mercy when I have, you know, used this word mercy according to William Shakespeare. And Portia, she has become, you know, famous for this, you know, mercy, twice blessed. Those we, you know, receive and give both. So this is, we will discuss in much detail. But now, at this juncture, students of literature, it is again very, very necessary to know that English drama, it had developed out of religious faith. See, what is the significance of religiosity so far as William Shakespeare is concerned, so far as real learning is concerned, or deeper understanding? So here, religious place, and I think I must share this with the students that 12th and 13th century, I must here cite this very important example, because at that time, growth and development of English drama, when we are studying even 15th, 16th century William Shakespeare, this time period again students 1564 to 1616. Now it must be in your tips. So prior to that, yeah, I mean, and development and growth of this much, you know, concept should be clear in your mind. That see, holy scriptures, Bible, and some gospels and sermons, some character, you know, these sermons, they were dramatized. It was, you know, these, you know, some characters, some scenes taken from it, and for what? For stage performance. Now, what is the purpose? Because some people, they are educated, some maybe uneducated, illiterate. So if it is dramatized, there is some visual impact. People would have better understanding. And this is the exactly purpose of drama. See, if you watch TV, or you can access to net, and nowadays this, you know, you have this gadget all the time in your hand. So if you access to that, there is some, you know, impact, different, you know, peculiar kind of impact of it. And therefore visual impact, I have mentioned this word. And see, at that time what happened? Sermons. So this is the, you know, in a way growth. See the crux of that. See the axis of that. Growth and development of English drama. And see the dialogue between, say, flower and leaf. Dialogue between bad and evil. Then victory of good over evil. This is from Holy Scriptures. And I put up this question. Students, do you remember Holy Scriptures? Yes. We have Bhagavad Gita, Bible, Quran Sharif. All of these are very, very important and equal. Same. So, another point here. Now, Shakespeare in 16th century, he was highly inspired with religious plays. This is very important point to comprehend.
Now, what kind of religious plays? See, students, remember 3 kinds of religious plays: miracle plays, mystery plays, and third, morality plays. When we talk about the origin of drama, you must have idea for a stage performance, because drama is designed for stage performance, as I discussed earlier this point. So now mystery and miracle plays, see, they used to be performed in the churches, especially some gospel sermons from Holy Bible. You know, these gospels, they were selection of material, and some then they were performed in the premises of pious place, churches. And what is the purpose? To convey the message to common people. If you see, if you watch it, if you visualize it, obviously we will have better understanding for everybody. I mean, for the common people, when we talk about laymen. So this is, I mean, then mystery plays and we have miracle plays. They were based on the life of saints and sages, you know. And then we have morality and Shakespeare. See, very, very important point. As yesterday I touched this point, and today I am going to elaborate this point, you know. And the qualities, again, I get reminded, always remember the qualities that you can learn from William Shakespeare. Was so obedient, and his determination, hard work, and all that. In this context, see, this was the platform for him, and he used to go to churches with his, you know, honorable parents. And here morality plays. Now, what is the meaning of morality plays when we talk about William Shakespeare's comedies and tragedies and historical plays? And especially when today I talked about Portia's famous speech of Mercy. So see the original source. It is, I mean, a few people, they have idea about it. So students, it is a must to know that morality play in which vices and virtues were personified. Personification, as I discussed earlier this point, and personification, literary device, I mean figure of speech, very important, in which some, you know, we have human, say, virtue is personified. And some good qualities like honesty personified, goodness personified, righteousness personified. See, if you pay respect to your parents, you are obedient, personification of that. And vices were exposed. So virtues were highlighted and vices were exposed. So what was the purpose at that time? So that to establish harmony in the society, compassion in the society, love in the society. So this was the purpose. So students, you must always remember these important points for your real learning, for better understanding and deeper understanding. Thank you. We'll continue.